Let's talk coding the Barron Community Project. First of all, remember to put that comment block at the top of the code. I do think that these three options, in my opinion, those are the best settings for those options. You don't always have to set them on and off. Remember that Visual Basic does have default. I believe these options were discussed in either Chapter 2 or Chapter 3. I'm going to skip past the exit button click event. Everything else is going to happen in the display button click event. I also want to remind you that you should be putting short comments within your code explaining what's going to happen in the next line. So we can see these little comments within the code kind of dispersed all around. Let's get to the actual logic. Decision logic, or if-then-else structure. The first thing we're going to do is check to see if the user selected the member radio button or the non-member. Again, the logic of this program is non-members will pay a $20 fee. Members will pay a fee based on their age. So let's take care of the easiest one first. Your if statement of your if-then-else block. Check to see if the non-member radio button is checked. If it is, then clear out the age text box. You could say age text box .disable, and it disables it, so it can't be used at all. Display a fee of $20 in the fee label .text. Now we don't have to worry about storing it in a variable and using a format mask or a format model, because it's always going to be $20. We can just use a string literal, quote, $20, quote. So that's if the non-member radio button is checked. If the non-member radio button is not checked, that's the else. That means the member radio button has been checked. Here's where we're going to have to do a little bit more complicated logic. We're going to take whatever's in the age text box, the age. Remember, if it's in the text box, it is a string data type. But we're going to, first of all, notice what they're doing here. They're checking to see if the age text box is empty. If it is, they display a message box asking you to enter the member's age. Then a nice user-friendly feature, they put the focus on the age text box. So the else part of this nested if-then-else statement. If the age text box is empty, do this. If it's not empty, let's define an age variable as integer. Convert whatever's in the text box to an integer and store it in the age variable. We're going to nest even further. Now let's determine what is the fee. If the value in the age variable is less than 65, then display a fee of $10 in the fee label. Else, display a value of $5 in the fee label. That's your logic for the nested, notice they are nested if-then-else statements to determine the fee for your membership. This program added some logic in the age text box. This is something that I added to this project for user-friendly features. Notice it's the key press event, not the text changed event. This logic is to force the text box to accept only numbers and the backspace. That restricts them to integers, 0 through 9, the backspace. And here's the logic to do this. This is something we've talked about in class. I believe that somewhere in the book, probably Chapter 3, gives examples of this in the book. And I believe that's all there is to the logic of this particular program.